Bull or bear? Coin has a 50-50 chance of being right, I believe, as do I. On short-term predictions like Monday morning, looks like she's throwing a bear. Let's see what happens. Good morning from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and conciergebullion.com and the Lakeland Collectorama Show, which is coming up. I know that's a mouthful, folks, but I've got a lot on my plate now, running my father's coin show as well. Figured I'd advertise it, get to try to meet some of you folks there. I'll get into that a little bit. Got the live Robbie's Marina cam up here. This is as you can see, there's the road that leads to Florida Keys right there. Not too busy right now, but take a look at this. One of the cooler tourist attractions here in Florida. Again, this is on your way to the Keys, and actually we're facing, if you look that way, that is south, the way to the Keys. A lot of people stop here because you can feed the tarpon, which is pretty darn cool. Some of these tarpon are like between 6 and 8 feet long, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You can see the folks that got, some of these folks got the buckets in their hand. The pelicans, of course, are waiting to get their piece of it, but yeah, did she throw something at them? Most of these folks are out here to feed the tarpon because, again, pretty cool thing to do. And they come right to the surface, take the bait right out of your hands, and if you're not careful, someone will just jump up, grab your whole arm. No teeth, but it does seem to frighten the hell out of some tourists that aren't expecting it. Looks like these folks are having fun. Actually, it looks like a nice day to be down there. A little bit overcast and cloudy, but no less. What a beautiful place. Well, anyway, if you're ever in South Florida and you're ever in Florida, I always highly recommend that you take the drive down to the Keys. Rent a car, drive down there. Don't, well, it's hard to fly down there, but it's a wonderful drive. Few drives are as pretty as a drive down to Florida Keys, in my opinion. It's kind of like the Pacific Coast Highway, just a little more tropical. PCH is a beautiful drive as well. And again, Florida Keys is one of those. Let's take a look. I just want to see if I can see any tarpon in there. I saw one jump a little bit earlier. Because of the glare and everything, they are a bit hard to see right now. Okay, let's get into yesterday's spot prices, which are fixed. They're rigged, but who cares? We still got to talk about them. I guess this is where we establish our numbers still until we find a better market or a better source of pricing, which is kind of doubtful. 1750, 2095, 981, hanging on to these above $20 levels. Platinum didn't hang on to that $1,000 level, so we're at sub-1,000. Platinum, probably the most unloved of the three metals right there. And I like unloved things, especially when it comes to investments and commodities and things that have been around for thousands of years that become unloved for a period of time. They're still useful. They're still wanted. Just nobody's paying attention to them. And I think that's, what we're seeing with platinum. Silver, just a tad below that $21 mark, and gold again in that mid 1700s. November is typically a weird month for precious metals. October is as well. October's usually been a pretty brutal month calendar-wise. If you take a look in the past for precious metals, getting monkey hammered down by the big collusive commercial shorts in the COMEX markets. But November always has been very volatile too, as is December. Usually towards the end of December, the beginning of January, these markets, gold and silver markets, start to take off at some point. Historically, that's when the crooks start operating and doing their shenanigans. But meanwhile, man, I think these prices are super cheap. Anything below, $2,000, $2,500 gold to me is cheap. Anything below $50 silver is cheap. Anything below, same thing, $2,000 or $3,000 platinum to me is cheap. And Brian, that's cheap. $3,000 is cheap. I think in the grand scheme of things, unless you plan on dying soon, and no one plans on dying soon, forgive me for saying it that way, but unless you've got health issues and you're going to be going somewhere soon, or you need to have the money and you have no choice but to sell your gold, silver, and platinum, yeah, I think these prices are cheap. I think we're all going to wake up and have our oh shit morning. Again, I've talked about that quite a few times. If you're in this business long enough, you've had quite a few oh shit mornings, and I've had it back in the 1980s markets when I was quite a bit younger and didn't quite understand those markets as well, or the trends or things like that. Saw it again in 2012 when we saw those $50 silver again before it got monkey hammered crookedly by the JPM and other crooked shorts. But JPM, a lot of people say, well, silver, it hasn't been $50 since 2012. Well, the reason it's still not $50 again is because these crooked bastards in the CRIMEX markets, and That's a fact. That's not conspiracy. That's not rumor. That's just not my opinion and other people's opinions. It's a fact. That market in 2012 was destroyed by JPM and other big collusive short sellers, okay? Fact, fact, fact. That is not speculation. That is, again, not made up. That's a fact, all right? So if that market was so crooked and collusive and the CME group and the CFTC never fixed it, what do you think this market is, all right? So just kind of get over the idea, even if we see these markets rise up to $2,000, $2,500, which we will at some point in all these markets, remember, the casino in which these prices are discovered is fucking crooked. And yeah, there's a Saturday morning F word. Didn't even take a sip of wine to do that. Coffee does that too as well. So, well, anyways, I think these are great prices. Just keep stacking, folks. Because the thing is with gold and silver and platinum is you will never wake up in the morning and hear it's gone. Look at the people that invested in that Sam Bakeman, whatever the hell his name was. I forgot his name. That's how meaningful he is to me in his bullshit investments. But look at that guy, man, and his group. Look at even if you go back as far as the Enrons and stuff like that, folks. You could wake up one morning and find even your pension, and I hate to say that, I hope it doesn't happen. Social Security could be the same way. The way these fools spend in Washington, D.C., and the way these fool bankers create more money out of thin air. You could wake up and see your money gone. You can wake up and see your retirement gone, your pension gone, your entire investment fund, your 401k gone, gone, gone. You know what I'm saying? So what you're not going to see is you're never, as long as you hold it yourself, as long as you have a safe place to put it, you will never wake up in the morning and see your gold, silver, and platinum worthless. You will never wake up and hear it went bankrupt. You will never wake up and hear that someone took off with it. Again, unless you're terrible at hiding things, you're terrible at maintaining, securing your items. And sometimes even people that are good at securing their items do get robbed occasionally. But I could do a whole video on how to secretly and safely and quietly stack millions and millions of dollars worth of gold and silver without anyone knowing about it and never having to worry about it getting stolen. And again, you're not that stupid. Most of you can figure out how to hide stuff and securely, how to secure stuff without. So that's the biggest downfall to gold, silver, and platinum is robbery or theft. Okay, but that's easily avoidable if you plan to store it well. And again, I've done some videos about that. Maybe we'll do another video. So my point is you're never going to wake up and see these metals are gone. You're never going to wake up and see that they're worthless. And that could happen, folks. It could happen. I mean, look at the dollar. I don't think we're ever going to wake up and see the dollar is worthless per se. I mean, when I say worthless, that's a matter of, that's relative to, your beliefs and what you consider worthless is. I believe that the dollar is, the dollar starting its path when we came off the gold standard and we stopped paying in silver. I believe that was the beginning of the fiat era, and a fiat currency is doomed to fail, but no less. Or change, all right? So the dollar, I believe, is going to be around for a long time. It's just going to buy less and less and less. Another 10 or 20 years, it'll buy, a half or a quarter what it's buying now. So that's just going to continue. And maybe at one point that they'll stop making dollar bills. Dollar bills will be like dimes, and $5 bills will be like dimes. All right, $5 bills will be like a nickel. Or no, that doesn't make sense, does it? But you got my point there. All right, I'm getting out of these prices. I'm tired of staring at them as myself. One of the trends that I've been noticing for a little while that's still continuing is that when gold, not so much right here, but when Dow Jones, SP, and NASDAQ has been in the green, gold has also been in the green as well. It doesn't look like that happened on Friday, but for the most part, gold seems to be following Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ. And again, gold is a crooked market, folks. All right, so what does that mean? Does that mean that because stocks and bonds are doing well, people aren't buying gold, or vice versa? No. The market's crooked, and the crooks that manipulate the gold and silver and platinum prices out there, they use news events. They use cycles of things, like yearly cycles, like Bang It in November. You know what I mean? So So, you know, what is this? What does it really mean to gold and silver? Not too much. The rising, you know, the dollar strength is meaningless. You know, a lot of talking heads out there say, well, the dollar's strong, that's why gold and silver are going to go down. And as soon as bonds and treasuries start paying more, who wants to invest in gold? Well, as soon as you hear someone say that, realize that they're probably not too smart and they're just parroting something else someone else said. The truth of the matter is the dollar is not strong. I had a good conversation with some guy in here yesterday, a local real estate guy was telling me how smart he was. You know, a lot of them are too, but smart as he was in my business, how much he knew about gold and stuff like this. Well, you know, as long as inflation's at like 8 or 9%, and right off the bat, I knew the guy's an idiot. He just trusts official figures, and you know, anybody that trusts government official figures needs to walk a mile in Bozo's shoes. And for those who don't know what Bozo is, he was a clown character when I was a kid. So, all right, where are we going from here? Nowhere special. We're going to talk about coins in bars. This is a conversation that I get all the time in the store. I figured I'd clarify a few things. First, what's better to buy when it comes to bullion products, coins or bars? All right, I'm going to get into that in a second. But first, I want to define what is a coin. All right, and I know it's simple. A lot of people say, "Oh, coin." It's well, here's my spinny coin, and you know what? It's not really a coin, folks. This is this is a round medallion. We can call it a medal that has a bull on one side and a bear on the other. It's not made by any government. And what's my point here? As they say, a coin is a small, flat, round piece of metal or plastic, plastic nowadays, used primarily as a medium of exchange or legal tender. I'm not quite sure used as a medium of exchange is even correct, but I do know that a coin would have to be legal tender. And if it's not legal tender, then it's not really a coin. What is a coin? A 1 ounce American Gold Eagle is a coin. A quarter is a coin. Let's take a look here at images. Those are fake, by the way, and I don't know how they get away with that. $20 gold piece, United States, 1870. That's fake. I don't even know. You know, that's actually illegal to even own right there, possess under the Hobby Act, what is 68, 69 Hobby Act, but I digress. Wheat pennies. Pennies are coins, okay? There's $2.50, $5, $1, $10, $20 gold pieces and liberties and Indians. Those are coins. There's British items right there. They're coins. Why? Because they have a legal tender denomination. They're legal tender. Legal tender defines what a coin really is. Is this a coin? No, they're not coins. Those are medals or tokens. Anything that is not legal tender, simplest way to remember this. If it's not legal tender, it's not a coin per se. It's not a coin by the real definition coin. It is a medal or a token. Republic of China, 10 cash, that's a coin. There's a bunch of coins, all right? And where do we go from that's tokens and medals? But again, the difference between a coin and a token and a medal is coins have legal tender status. See these right here? A lot of people call these coins. You have buffalo coins. You have, and again, I know I'm just being technical about it. These are not coins. 1 ounce generic rounds are not coins. 1 ounce generic rounds would fall under, I wouldn't call them tokens, but tokens and medals. These are not coins. You know, just because something round does not make it a coin. What makes it a coin is what? It has a legal tender status by a sovereign country. That's what makes it a coin, not the fact that it's round. So anyway, I hope I cleared that up. What are bars? All right, let's get into what are bars. And I'm going to go into a moment, so stick with me here. I'm going to go into, you know, what is a better deal? Metals, tokens, or so-called generic round coins, or bars. But first, let's get into what the definition of bars is. All right, most of the world recognizes the definition of bars as this. I typed in the word bar and bars, and I got to tell you, obviously our priorities in the world, we define that as bars. Look, even butterscotch bars come up before gold and silver bars. That's kind of funny. But the definition of bars, let's see here. Gold. I'm going to type in gold bars here. Even if you type in bars right here, look, bar, also known as the saloon. So gold bars and silver bars get no respect. Let's see, bars. Gold. All right, let me just type that in and see if we get some pictures there. There we go, gold bars. That's what gold bars are. There is really no definition for gold bar or silver bar. I guess you could probably find a definition for bar, but everyone I looked at shows a drinking establishment. So bars, what's the best deal out there? Gold bars and silver bars, or coins? Again, coins are made by sovereign countries. Gold bars and silver bars that you're looking at right here. Let's do some images here. Bars, and let's type in silver so we'll get a little mix. What's the better deal? Gold bars, silver bars, platinum bars versus coins. And remember, folks, where's coins at? Coins like this. Let's see, gold coins. Let's type in gold coins. Man, a lot of fake shit out there. Take a look at that. That's pretty crappy. Gold coins. All right, here we go. Here we got some modern products. Again, this is made by Australia. It has a face value. It actually does. So that would be considered a coin. Those are not coins. That's a Russian coin, I believe. Russian gold coin. There's Krugerrands, Maple Leafs. Those are coins. There's a bar. But remember, again, these are not coins. Coins would indicate that it has a legal tender status by a sovereign nation. All right. So let me tell you again what the best deals out there are. It's not any kind of coin products. Unfortunately, sovereign products made by United States, UK, Australia, all these different countries. Couple things are going on here. Availability is pretty slim because most of the mints, and as you know, the U.S. Mint has cut down production dramatically, and there are some opinions and thoughts out there why the U.S. Mint has cut down their production of silver and gold eagles, particularly silver eagles. A lot of people believe it has to do with supply issues, them not being able to get the silver, and the Treasury Department telling them to calm down on minting silver products because of the lack of product out there. They know the writing's on the wall. They know there's not much silver out there. But again, I digress. I'm here to tell you what the best. I always talk about the best deals and trying to define the difference between these different products. It's the one thing that I can do really well. Another thing I do well is not come here prepared. So I'm going to talk to you and drift away while I look for my spreadsheet again. That darn spreadsheet does it to me every time. Nothing has changed out there. Best deal out there is still gold and silver bars, okay? 1 ounce rounds, which would be these. These are not 1 ounce. These are not coins, or 1 ounce rounds is what we call them. So 1 ounce rounds, 100 ounce, even 100 ounce rounds. I've never seen a 100 ounce round yet, but that would actually be cool if someone started printing 100 ounce rounds instead of bars. Kilo rounds. I've seen kilo rounds. Some countries do make them. So they're not considered rounds, and they're considered legal tender. So those would be coins. Again, I'm kind of jumping into different rabbit holes here. Best deals out there, folks, is the same thing I've been telling you for the last year or two. I don't feel like talking about it over and over. It would be 100 ounce, 10 ounce, kilos, and 1 ounce bars. And 1 ounce bars also includes these. Again, silver rounds, 1 ounce silver rounds. Same thing applies for gold out there. The premiums on all the coin products, as I was just kind of showing you here. These type of products, where are they? Coins and bars. There we go. I don't see them. There we go. Gold coins. I'm sorry, I was on the wrong page. These products that you see right here: maples, KRs, eagles, buffaloes. There's sovereigns right there. That's an old $20 gold piece. There's the British 1 ounce Britannias right there. All the sovereign-made coins all have super high premiums on them. The cheapest premium out of the sovereign coins that I'm seeing. Let me see. Who has got the cheapest out there? I would say Philharmonics, Gold Kangaroos, and what else? No, pretty much Philharmonics, Gold Kangaroos would be the cheapest sovereign products that you could buy out there, or cheapest coins per se. As far as rounds, rounds, I don't really see too many 1 ounce gold rounds. No, hardly any company makes 1 ounce gold rounds. In fact, if I was going to make a suggestion simply for marketing standpoints, since so many people confuse bars and coins, or what bars and coins are, I would suggest, again, the same way people confuse generic 1 ounce rounds, calling these coins when they're really not. People come into my store that are newbies and say, hey, I want to buy 1 ounce coins. And I say, oh, you mean silver eagles or maple leafs? No, the buffaloes over there. So they're not really coins. They're considered rounds, all right? But A lot of people confuse that, which, you know, is kind of, if you think about it, if you're marketing, people have this idea that they don't want to buy bars because they have to be assayed, which is bullshit. The only time you got to get into assays with gold is when you start getting into 50 ounce and 100 ounce bars. People don't like to buy them. Even the larger dealers don't like to buy them. They want them re-refined. But I think that the companies like Pamp Swiss, and let me see here, where are we going? Gold bars. I think companies like Credit Suisse, the Pamp Swiss companies, and who else are we going to see down here? Valcombe, Perth Mint. You know, on the 1 ouncers, I think they'd be smart, instead of making 1 ounce bars, is making a 1 ounce round, which then the average people out there can confuse them for coins, which they come in to ask for. No, I don't want bars, I want coins. When they talk about silver, and again, they don't want 1 ounce bars, rectangular bars. They want 1 ounce coins, because coins are better in people's minds. So I don't understand why gold bar companies haven't converted and started making rounds instead of the bar type products. I think they could also do some cool anti-counterfeiting stuff with that as well. All right, well, that's the difference between coins and bars, folks. And again, as I've said, typically coins, which would be sovereign products, are always going to cost you more, whether they're silver, whether they're gold. And again, what is the advantage to it? If you're in Florida, the only advantage to buying coins, and again would be Silver Eagles or something like that, is you don't have to pay sales tax under $500. There is sales tax issues with legal tender status products, but Florida does not recognize foreign bullion products as being exempt from sales tax. They only recognize U.S. products from being exempt from sales tax. So there's no great advantage to having a dollar sign on your coin or a $5 legal tender status or anything. There's no advantage to it, folks. There really isn't. If you think there is, let me know in the comment section, and I'll tell you why that would not be correct. All right, well, it's Saturday, man. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do today. I got a lot. Well, I know what I got to do. I got a lot of business I got to take care of here. Let me get into Thursday's video, which I thought was kind of interesting. You know, it's funny. I did notice that sometimes titles have a great effect on whether people click and watch your videos. And here's a strange difference that I've noticed. On YouTube, I think on Wednesday night I put that, because I felt that gold was cheap at $2,500, and I felt that silver is worth more than $70. So for the heck of it, and I know that some people don't like it, they consider it clickbait. But again, clickbait to me is when you put something up, you know, you show a picture of a sexy girl on your YouTube video and she's not anywhere in the video and you don't even talk about her. To me, that's more clickbaity. But clickbait can encompass a bunch of things, including catchy titles. But I think Wednesday night I did $2,500 gold, $70 silver. And the folks that are most kind of, and I get it, the folks that are most kind of turned off by that and is the Reddit folks. But remember, the Reddit folks are really hardcore silver and gold people. You know, and they get bombarded with $2,500 gold or $5,000 gold, or, you know, so they're not too keen on that. Let me show you the difference in the, give me 1 second, profile. Let me go here on Reddit and show you the difference here. Premiums dropping. There we go. Who has the best deal? $2,500 gold and silver. Look at that, 15 upvotes. Okay, all right. However, and again, that's with the educated audience of Wall Street silver folks, and they are. I believe these guys are as well educated as any group of people out there on the internet when it comes to this stuff. So they look at this and they go, "Oh Jesus, not another 25%." Go click at them. But you know where this is rewarded, and you know what's crazy about this is some of the Wall Street silver guys had clicked this. I had really good content that night, so it's kind of strange. Good content doesn't win you views. Titles do, and I'll show you what I'm talking about there as far as titles do as well. Let's go back to me. I'm sharing stuff I'm learning about YouTube here, folks. Let's go back to this right here. And you know the title that the Wall Street silver guys hated, and I understand. Are you selling gold, silver, and platinum? Sorry about that. You know, the Wall Street silver guys, they didn't like that title. There was 15 views, and I got a very low count on it. But take a look. 6.2 on YouTube. You know why? Because that title's exciting to people out there that that aren't really experienced gold and silver and platinum buyers, and also it caters to people out there that want to hear that. Okay, I admit it, but again, great content. I think any of the YouTube video watchers that's watched it learned a lot from this video, but I understand why Wall Street silver guys would hate those kind of titles. And then oddly enough, I do a video last night, again, who has the best deals on gold and silver? Guess who liked it? The Wall Street silver guys. Look at this, 30 up votes, like a 90% approval rate. You know, they like that because, again, it's meat. It's something, you know, they've heard a million times how gold and silver is going to be double, triple, quadruple. So that title doesn't work for them. And again, I get it. But the real problem with doing these videos is you have to get clicks. You can have the best freaking content in the world. You could do your best video ever, and if you don't have the right title, it ain't gonna get watched, folks. Kind of a sad failing on YouTube, in my opinion, on that. But you know, again, I guess that applies to, you know, judging a book by its cover. If you look at a cover of a book, no matter how great it was, and you didn't read it, and the book just looked, the cover and the title is just shit, chances are you're not going to pick it up. So I'm just explaining myself here. But who has the best deals? 864 views, great content, terrible title for YouTube, great title for the Wall Street silver guys. You know, it's kind of funny, is damned if you do and damned if you don't when it comes to these things. All right, let me talk about yesterday's video, or Thursday night's video. I did talk about what the best deals on gold and silver, but there was a lot more in that video too that I think some of you would enjoy if you didn't watch it already. Let me answer my comments. It's one of the things I like to do, as most of you folks know, when I have the opportunity. And I got a clear head. Rob F., what's up? Tree climber, what a view. I'll trade mine. Yeah, that is a beautiful view. The Miami view I showed that night. Again, all the fish cams are down, by the way. Deerfield cam, underwater cam's down. My Miami cam is real cloudy. The John Pennekamp camera's cloudy. So for all you folks that love my live videos where I start with the fish cams, they're just not available at the moment. I'll find something, though. Tree climber is 1776. Yes, the American Revolution. Salty Dog says, if you don't hold physical silver and gold, prepare for the great humbling. Can't argue with that. Brian, with premiums going down, does that mean demand is going down? It is. It is, actually. I have seen a back off on demand by the general public out there. And a lot of this is that a lot of people are bought in. A lot of, hardcore gold and silver buyers are bought in already. They've already blown their wad, so to speak, and are kind of waiting for the next up. And again, that's kind of disappointing when you don't have money to buy at lower levels. You know it's super cheap, and at that point you're just waiting for an up market. But we'll have it. We'll get our up market, and the demand is kind of going down a little bit on gold, silver, and platinum. But this time of year, it typically does this. We seem to pick up, when season comes around. The holiday season, usually, again, demand slows down a little bit. But, why? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with these rigged markets. Maybe it just has something to do with people spending money on other things. Maybe gold and silver and platinum kind of come in and out of people's minds as well. Because people... Most of the time, gold, silver, and platinum, the busiest times we get is when it starts taking off and rocketing upwards. All of a sudden, everybody and their brother wants to come in and buy it. When precious metals are down dramatically, we don't even get a lot of people coming in to buy. And when it's sideways, we don't get a lot of people coming in. Only when it starts moving up does the general public start to catch on. So anyway, I hope that explains it a little bit. David says, I saw a video a year ago with aerospace aluminum alloy that needs copper. They added war nickels bats to get the correct. That's kind of interesting. Wow. Look at 2000 series aluminum. It requires all three war nickel metals, copper, silver, and magnesium. Yeah, very interesting. And if anyone's wondering why David talked about that, in my video, I was talking about people had asked me if 40% silver was a good deal and war nickels were a good deal. And I explained that in that video, by the way, which was, what video was that? $2,500 gold, $70 silver. I'm not going to talk about it right now. If you want to learn more about that, what David was talking about, what I was talking about with 40% and war nickels being an investment, you can watch that video from 2 nights ago, I think, or the night before this one. Dennis says, why not have a contest who has the most worn crappy silver dollar? That might be fun. Interesting you say that, but I have seen silver dollars that have no design on them that were actually legitimately worn by or carried around as pocket pieces by people. No design whatsoever. So after you got no design, how much worn can you get than that? So tough contest to have, but good idea, Dennis. I'm open to ideas too, folks. Thanks for the heads up on U.S. commemoratives. Yeah, if you know, we also talked about this last week. What the best deal out there if you want constitutional type silver? What is the best deal out there with the least premium? And that would be commemorative type coins, U.S. commemoratives. You want to know more about that? Watch videos from this past week. We did discuss that. What else we got going on here? Temporary says, Brian, I think you misunderstood my comment. Oh, I'm sorry if I did, Temporary. My apology. I'm happy. I call for gold to drop 1,200, 1,500 in the next 3 months. Get ready to buy. Wait for 6K. That's interesting, 12 to 15. I just don't see it. But then again, you know, we're not dealing with honest marketplace here. We're not dealing with a marketplace where you know the fundamentals count, where the charts really count. You know, we're dealing with a marketplace that's rigged and run by a couple big commercial banks. So hard to guess anything they're going to do. Gold goes down that much, I guarantee you that the gold will dry up, silver dry up. There'll be nothing available for sale, and premiums will make up the difference between what it is now and what it might be if you think it's going to go to 12 to 1,500. Temporary. Have a great day and a great weekend. Appreciate you coming. Anonymous Andy says constitutional gold and silver for everyone's. Yeah, CBDCs are bullshit. In fact, I believe the Fed is coming out with some kind of experiment on digital currency this week, folks. Listen, if there's one thing you can teach your children besides question authority and think for themselves, it is absolutely reject any type of cryptocurrencies, especially if they're run by a sovereign nation or U.S. dollar cryptos. You know, if they come out with a dollar crypto coin, you know, and they say it's legal tender and I have to accept it, I'm not accepting it. They can stick it up their asses, or I guess you can't stick a crypto up your ass because there's nothing to stick up there. At least a dollar bill, you can stick it up your ass. You can't do that with cryptos. I'm not taking them, period. I don't care if they demand by law that I take them. I'm not taking the fucking things. And that's the way you should be, and that's the way you should teach your kids and their kids to be. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. Anonymous, thanks for commenting. Jerome Cardinal says, have a happy weekend. You as well. Paul Wilson, Miami footage, audio sound like a dragon. Yeah, what's up with that? Again, I'll show you at the top of the page. I did the live Miami page, and what's up with that, man? That thing was pretty weird, that sound it was making. Why even have sound audio? If you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. Thanks, Paul. Chris Dutcher, I saw SD Bullion has 10-ounce bars for $243, $299. That I see that once in a while with SD, APMEX, and JM. They have these sales, you know, and really what those are, they're called loss leaders in the industry. In the industry, we call them loss leaders. When things are getting a little slow, or you want to do some advertising, instead of doing advertising, or instead of spending money, you know, well, I won't say advertising. What it does is it attracts people. So you get more people ordering from you, so you get additional customers. So when you do these, they're almost like giveaways, because more or less SD on 10-ounce bars probably had to give away their profit. They might be paying a little bit less than that, maybe $2 over or $2.50 on 10-ounce bars. But basically, you're giving your product away for your cost. And the reason is to get more customers and get more new customers. It's called a loss leader in the industry. They don't keep those prices around for long. They run them for a day or two or for a couple hours until they run out of that particular product and they're done. But take advantage of them when you can, even if it's not from me. You know, take advantage of them when you see them. Take advantage of those loss leaders. But remember, they get your name and address, and they will never leave you alone after that. So, yeah, good luck, Chris, with all that stuff. Sorry to hear that. And I would love to get out there and drink some wine with you guys and visit wine country. Me and my girlfriend at some point, we've been talking about getting out to California and doing some wine tours. So if I do, not if, when when I get the time, I get out there, I will certainly look you up, Chris. Absolutely. Hope everything works out well, and thanks for your comments, Chris. Have a great weekend, too, you and your wife. Now we know it's all manipulative, so why can't people pay a little premium is beyond me. Yeah, absolutely. Artificially pushed down means the price should be higher. Even with the premiums, I think we're getting a good deal. Mellow Stacker. Nice. You get it. Some people don't. Thanks for commenting. Robert heard a splash off the Miami pier. Yeah, I'm sure there's been many splashes off that Miami marina area there. Refiners do not even want 40% Kennedys. If I'm correct, you can't legally melt 40% Kennedys because they're legal tender, and the government contends that even though you own that money, it's not really yours; it's still theirs. Does that make sense? Of course it does, because they're greedy, crooked bastards. Joe McDonald, you may want to break out a whiskey for this one. I bought a 59 Southern Chile. Oh, those are pretty cool. Well, I don't think she's right. If you're looking, not that she needs it, I'll tell you what I paid tomorrow. No, it's kind of cool. Thanks for commenting, Joe. Hope you have a good weekend too. Welco Services, be well yourself. Michael Matthew, here. Cheers to you. Coffee show. Good question, Salty Dog. Question: if I sell you 11,000 metals, do you have to report the transaction? No, Salty Dog, that is not the case. What you're thinking of is a $10,000 8300 form, which is about cash transactions over 10,000. If someone takes in more than 10,000, not just precious metal dealers, this occur even a restaurant, technically speaking, car dealers, jewelers, whatever. The law says if you take in more than $10,000 in cash from an individual, you have to fill out an 8300 form and send it in. And again, that's not just precious metals, that's everything. Technically speaking, I think they could even say the same thing if Grandma sold her used Duesenberg and someone paid her cash. Technically speaking, I believe she's even required to fill out an 8300. Folks, there are so many gray areas out there, so many gray rules, so many obscure rules that can be interpreted however the tax man or the government wants to interpret them. We probably break a law ourselves once a year or twice a year, not even knowing it. So, that's just kind of what it is, all right? But no, you don't have to report anything for $11,000 worth of metals. There is an obscure broker reporting, not obscure, but there's a broker reporting law out there that I've discussed many times that's over $25,000 in non-U.S. legal tender products, or a particular list that they have, which is total fucking nonsense and bullshit. In fact, that could probably, well, I don't know if you can beat people in tax court, but that particular broker reporting law on precious metals over 25 grand is total fucking nonsense, stupid, ridiculous, for so many reasons. Again, I've talked about it in videos, and maybe I'll talk about it again one day. All right, well, that's it, folks, and I'd like to thank you Wall Street Silver guys out there for recognizing good content and not liking clickbait too much. But remember, even if I do my clickbait titles, folks, I usually have a good content behind it. It's just a matter of trying to get people to view your videos and get your message out there even to a wider audience. Well, you can catch me on Wall Street Silver on the Reddit group. I am Brian Kuzma, Gold and Silver Pro. You can also catch me on Twitter. I'm trying to follow Twitter more. And I've got a couple comments out here, and I've kind of answered a few people. But you can catch me on Twitter out here. I am, where's my thingy here? Brian Kuzma. I got to put a picture up and other things. Nationally known second-generation precious metal and rare coin dealer since 1977. Wholesale, retail, buying, selling, expert. Well, you can reach me out here and you can converse with me. I may not get back to you right away, but I will converse with people out here on Twitter land. And folks, if you live anywhere in South Florida, you plan on, not South Florida, if you live anywhere in Florida, because Collectorama is about a 4-hour drive from anywhere in Florida, make sure you hit the Collectorama show. I just inherited this kind of from my father. The show, and it's his legacy, and it's coins, currency, antiques, collectibles, also precious metals and other things too. So any folks that want to visit, hit the visitors page right here, and that'll take you to a free ticket. So you, instead of paying the admission price, we do have a $5 admission there, you can get a free ticket here, and you can avoid paying anything. Dealers that want to come to this video, any of you wholesalers out there that want to take a table here, hit this button, fill out that contract, and contact me, and we'll get you a table there as well. Well, that's it, folks. This is Brian Kuzma with ConciergeBullion.com. ConciergeBullion.com is a service that services people that are buying larger quantities of gold, silver, and platinum. So if you're buying more than 1,500 ounces of silver and more than 100 ounces of gold, you live anywhere in the continental U.S., contact us at ConciergeBullion.com. Our phone number's down here. technically speaking, you can reach us through commercial rare coins and precious metals too. I'll get to that in a moment. But conciergebullion.com is easy to remember, and it is a service we provide that ships, again, anywhere in the continental U.S. On larger quantities. For anybody living in South Florida, anywhere in Florida who wants to come and visit us at our brick and mortar, here's commercial rare coins and precious metals. We're at in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Been in this location since 1995, and you don't have to. You don't have to buy over 100 ounces of gold or 1,500 ounces of silver to deal with me, but remember, we don't ship here. This is a brick and mortar. You can buy anywhere from $1 worth of gold, silver, and platinum to $1 million worth of gold, silver, and platinum, and we'll give you a great deal on it. And again, our brick and mortar. Well, that's it, folks. I'm going to see what I need to get done here. Got a lot of work to do. Hope you have yourself a wonderful weekend. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, enjoying the live Robbie Marinas cam. Hope you get a chance, if you've never been there, to visit as well one day. And that's it, folks. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye now. What a great shirt.